Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling unsettled, guilty, or like you were the one who should apologize even when you knew deep down you weren't in the wrong? It's a strange, dizzying experience, like someone used all the right grown-up words on you, only to leave you questioning your own perception afterward. You're not imagining it. Some people borrow the language of accountability and use it to avoid responsibility instead of genuinely owning their behavior. This subtle manipulation can leave you gaslit, confused, and emotionally drained. It's not just semantics. These phrases work because they sound mature and responsible on the surface, but they quietly shift blame onto you, allowing the speaker to avoid real accountability. Today, we're going to unpack 7 phrases that feel like accountability but are actually blame in disguise, and learn how to respond with clarity and self-respect. The vessel. We're taught to value accountability. We grow up hearing phrases like, "I take responsibility," or "I'm sorry." So when someone uses that same vocabulary, our brains are wired to trust it. The problem begins when those words aren't backed by genuine ownership or remorse. They're just words used to end the conversation, shift focus, or make you feel wrong for having feelings. Here's the tricky part. Manipulators often use phrases that sound mature, but are designed to make you defend yourself, soothe them, or even apologize for bringing up a legitimate concern. Knowing how these lines feel when you hear them and what they really mean is the first step in reclaiming your emotional clarity and boundaries. The vessel 1. I'm sorry you feel that way. This phrase sounds like an apology, but if you look closely, it doesn't name the behavior that caused harm. Saying you're sorry they feel a certain way subtly places the problem onto your emotions instead of acknowledging their action. A genuine apology names the behavior and recognizes impact. This version avoids both. The vessel 2. I take responsibility, but you pushed me to it. Here's the core manipulation, the word "but." People begin with accountability, but finish with blame. It frames their choice as something you made them do. While your behavior can influence a situation, it does not make you responsible for someone else's actions or reactions. The vessel 3. I guess I'm just the bad guy then. Shifting the focus from a specific behavior to one's identity is powerful manipulation. When someone frames themselves as a villain for simply being corrected, the conversation spirals into comforting their feelings instead of addressing the original issue. It pressures you to soften your stance, diffuse tension, and avoid honesty in future interactions. The vessel 4. I'm being honest. You just can't handle the truth. This phrase is often deployed after a personal jab disguised as truth-telling. The manipulation lies in making disagreement seem like fragility, while acceptance feels like tolerance. But genuine honesty doesn't come at the cost of respect. If someone uses honesty as a cover for unkindness, that's not honesty, that's manipulation. The vessel 5. You're twisting my words. Sometimes this might be a fair concern, but the manipulative version insists you are distorting them, even when you quote them accurately. This tactic redirects the conversation from the original issue to a battle about interpretation, making you question your memory and judgment and keeping you off balance. The vessel 6. I'm trying, but you expect perfection. This line reframes your reasonable request as an unreasonable demand. You're not asking for flawlessness, you're asking for consistency, effort, respect, and follow-through. By turning your standard for mutual respect into perfectionism, manipulators make you feel like the unreasonable one, when really, you're simply asking for accountability. The vessel 7. Let's focus on your part. Mutual reflection can be healthy, but this line becomes a diversion when it's used the moment you bring up their behavior. Instead of addressing the issue, the focus shifts back to you, leaving their actions as a mere footnote. This redirection guards them from accountability and keeps you defending yourself. The vessel. When you hear one of these phrases, pause. Ask yourself, is this person naming behavior or deflecting responsibility? Are they genuinely taking ownership, or are they redirecting blame? You can respond with grounded, calm clarity. I hear that, but let's focus on what happened and how it affected me. Or, I'm not asking for perfection, I'm asking for effort and clarity. You don't have to defend feelings or soothe defensiveness. You can hold space for your truth while setting emotional boundaries. Once you stop accepting blame disguised as accountability, your relationships become clearer, healthier, and more balanced.